Seriously, how can people compare stuff without knowing what they're comparing? It's just such a weird premise, isn't it? Hello, beautiful bookworms! My name is Katarina and welcome to my channel. And oh my god, what is this? Ugh, Lord. And that's my hair, everybody. So today I decided that I was going to do something that I haven't done yet on my channel, I believe, but that I really wanted to do. And that is a book battle. And I'm going to be a little more straightforward of what this means. So, book battles. Book battles is something that I started thinking mostly when I heard people talking about how this book sounds like this book and how they're so close together and everything like that, and how if you read one you know the story of another, and etc, etc, etc. And for me that was really strange because I enjoy books for what they are, and I don't really enjoy that books plagiarize themselves. So if you're not understanding where I'm going, you will understand when I start presenting the books that I have for today. So I decided to start with something that would be easier for me to talk to you about. Firstly, because I have read, respectively, the first volume of the manga series that I'm going to present to you today, and also because they are volumes that can make you understand a little bit of the base story. And sometimes you have volumes that don't really make you understand the base story, and you have just a build-up of the world and stuff, and then you will have to continue reading to know a lot about it. But in this case, it's not like that, and I do believe that these books are completely different, although they can have some similarities, but they don't truly regard the same thing. And I've been hearing a lot of people saying, if you like this book, you will like this one because they're pretty much the same. And for me, it's not true. And I think that you should judge for yourselves, but I decided I was going to give you a little help on that. So, the mangas that I'm going to present to you today are The Ancient Magus Bride and Sudarune, the Girl from the Other Side. And first of all, if you look at this cover, you can see similarities but also differences. And the first similarity that you can see is that our main character is a girl, okay? Obviously, in The Ancient Magus Bride, it's a more grown-up girl, and in The Girl from the Other Side, it's a little girl, if you can see it. And then the other similarity is that their companion, or the other main character that appears, is kind of a creature with horns on it. And for me, that's where the similarities disappear. And obviously, granted, I've only read the first book of each of the manga series, and although I have the second from The Girl from the Other Side, I don't have any of The Ancient Magus Bride yet, but I'm going to get it, and then I will try and do a full series review for you guys. But first, let's hear my thoughts about these two and why do I think that they are different. So let us start with The Ancient Magus Bride, which was also the one that I read first. And this one is by Korei Yamazaki, the story and the art. And first of all, I have to say that how great are these people that can write a story and draw a story at the same time, because really that was all that I wanted to be. But I can't. So praise to this person, first of all. Second of all, as you can see from the covers, this one looks a little bit more upbeat, with more colors, more colorful, and way more happy than the other one, which is not really the case in a way. Although the other one is really kind of dark and creepy and sad, this one also has sad moments, although it is a little bit more upbeat than the other one. So let's just start for giving a brief synopsis of what The Ancient Magus Bride is about. So, The Ancient Magus Bride is about this little girl called Chise, and she basically was abandoned by her family when she was really young. The only one left was her mother, that actually committed suicide in front of her. So, feeling as she wasn't wanted by anyone and that she wasn't needed and that she wasn't taken care of, she decided to sell herself as a slave. And she is then bought by this person, And this person is a Magus, or a mage, and one of the less mage that exist, one of the last ones that exist. And it's called Elias, and he buys her, and he brings her home, and he tells her that she is going to be his apprentice, to be a Magus, and that she will also be his bride. And trouble starts from there, obviously. But the beautiful thing about this is that it also has not so much depressive tone. Although there's trigger warnings for suicide thoughts and suicide, obviously, and some other dark things, it's not deeply disturbing. It's kind of happy sometimes. It has some laughs, as a normal shonen would have, and it's really cool. Supposedly, we know that Cheesy is a slave baggy, or whatever you say that name, because that is really creepy. So that means that she has a magic within her that allows her to see magical creatures like fae and other creatures that appear in this world. And this world is divided between mages or magus and alchemists. And alchemists are a little bit more technological, and magus draw their energy and their power from nature, and they are almost extinct, and the alchemists are not, because they can trade for stuff and they can take their energy from other stuff and not only nature. So this is set, I believe, in England, where is the house of Elias, and basically this will be apparently Cheese's journey to try and be his apprentice and also his bride. I don't really know how that love story is going to happen, but it can happen. And Elias is really a really cute character in a way. Like, he keeps a lot of secrets from Cheese in this first volume, and probably will until the last volume, because plot twists and cliffhangers and stuff like that. But he genuinely cares for her, and we don't really know his motive. We don't know if he bought her because he wants to use her for something, or if he bought her just because he genuinely cares, or he knows her or something. We don't really know, and that's a cool mystery to know. But yeah, so he decides to take her into some little adventures that will go on through the chapters to make her learn to use her powers and to be a Magus. And that is basically what I gathered from the first volume of The Ancient Magus Bride. It is amazing. You guys should read it, and I will try and buy more books from this collection, because I am just loving every second. Now for the second one, Suzurun, the girl from the other side. As you can see, the cover is a little bit more dark, and I'm not sure if the story and art is done by a group or a person, but it's probably a group because it is called Nagabe and it's on caps, so probably it's a group. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong and if you know what or who Nagabe is. But basically, if you look to the cover is a little bit more dark, which probably would indicate that you won't have as many cutesy little things as you have in The Ancient Magus Bride, which is true in a point, but it's not. It's sad and it's kind of depressive, and it's not really as happy as The Ancient Magus Bride, although The Ancient Magus Bride is a little bit more dark to what normal shonen readers are used to, in a way. So that's a plus for me, because I like dark and creepy and sad. But anyways, this is the story of this little girl called Shiva, I believe, and this creature. And what we learn in this first volume, and that is not a spoiler, is the setting, is that basically there are two settings. One is the outside, and the other one is the inside. And humans live in the inside. And the outside is the place where creatures roam free. And those creatures were supposedly previously human, or so it is believed, and they were cursed by being touched by other creatures or by other something that we really don't know about, because there's mythology mentioned that I don't really know if it's true or if it's just a myth. But supposedly those humans are touched by this creature and they are turned into outsiders as creatures. So basically this little girl was abandoned for some reason, we don't know, and she was picked up by this creature, and this creature can touch her, and she can touch that creature because they are afraid that if they touch her, she will become an outsider too. And the idea is that she is searching for her auntie that is coming back someday to take her home to the inside again. And this is a very sad story in a way, because you know that there are secrets being kept. You know that Shiva is too young to understand the fact that she was abandoned. You know that this creature is taking care of her, but you don't know who he is or what he is. He's supposedly a doctor, but he's losing his memories. And you don't know if that's because of the curse or because he's just used to being alone and he doesn't talk and he doesn't really remember how to socialize. And it's very strange in a way. It's very whimsical, and it's also very sad. You get like it's really sad because the insiders, they have this guard that comes to the outside and tries to kill outsiders because they feel threatened by them, because they feel that they will be cursed if they are seen or touched, or just on the overall direction of this creature, they feel like they will be cursed. And this is really sad. And first of all, this is a little bit about prejudice, because we don't really know in the first volume if a person is touched by an outsider, if they are really cursed and they are really turned, or if it's something genetic, or if it's something about other kinds of things. We don't know anything about this. So as you can see, the basic premise is very different from the two books. In The Ancient Magus Bride, you have two types of magic. You have a girl that is a slave and that is bought by this guy that wants to teach her and that wants to marry her for some reason that we still don't know. And in this book, you have a little bit of a more darker setting where you have this girl that was abandoned, picked up by this monster that people are scared of, and you have people being cursed and turned into supposed monsters without you knowing why. And this little guy, he doesn't want to teach her anything, although he's called the teacher for some reason. He doesn't want to teach her, he just wants her to be okay, and he wants to take care of her because she has no one else to take care of her. So as you can see, one is a little bit more dark than the other, but the other one is a little bit more darker than you will suppose of a manga of this nature. If you read manga, you will look at this and you'll start reading the first pages and you would think, well, this is a normal standard shonen, but it's kind of not. It's a little bit more creepy than that and a little bit more sad than that. But all things considered, I do recommend that you read both of them. I really enjoyed both of them. I want to continue reading, and I'll probably continue reading The Girl from the Other Side first because I have already the second volume, and this one I still have to get it, and it's currently not available on my manga store. Please get me this book if you're watching this video. But yeah, I do recommend to read both of them. They're both amazing. I really enjoyed it, but they are different. The stories have nothing to do with one another, and although you have characters that are very similar, and although you have some creepy background thing that you don't really know what's going on, and some magic and curses, it's not the same thing. So I would pretty much encourage you to pick up both. If you like a little bit more depressing stories, maybe this one will be great for you. If you like a shonen with a little bit of a sad turn, this will be great for you too. I personally enjoy both of them, and I think that you should pick them up if you want, and if you would like to get some manga reading. Probably this will be better if you are starting manga, and this if you already know a little bit about manga, because this is a little bit more heavy on the drawings and the non-speaking of the thing, and you just get it from the ambiance. And this one is a little bit more heavy on, I'm going to explain to you everything that you don't know about this world. So take it as you want, people. I thoroughly recommend both of them. Maybe not at the same time, because you can probably get a little bit confused because you have characters that are similar, but I do recommend that you pick them up. And that is my book battles for today. If you like this video, leave a like or subscribe. Tell me down below if you would like me to do more book battles with other books that I have read or not, or that you have read and want me to read to do these battles for you, that you think that people compare a lot, or that you don't like them being compared and you think that they are different and you want to know what I think. Just tell me something down below. That is all for today, guys, and happy readings to you all. Bye!